Dad, did you hear about the horrific accident involving a scholar transport and a heavy goods truck?
Yes, Simba. What we experienced is an egregious trauma that necessitated not just one, but millions of voices joining together in a chorus of outrage, grief, and pent-up anger following the tragic and senseless death of 12 pupils.
This is a wake-up call for the Minister of Transport and transport officials to stop decades of self-inflicted cancer called transactional bribery, disguised as law enforcement and roadblocks. In this corrupt arrangement, taxi drivers pay bribes to law enforcers to avoid arrest or to escape paying hefty fines for infringement.
Our testing stations then become synonymous with the New York Stock Exchange. Money is the currency that exchanges hands, and everyone is racing to place the best bid to make profits before the close of business. If you're too lazy to study for a learner's license, don't worry, we have it on sale. If you're too busy to go through the driver's license process, don't worry, we can make a deal. If your car is not roadworthy but you need to keep it on the road, not to worry, we can forge documents for you. All you need to do is sweeten the deal. If you're stopped whilst driving under the influence of alcohol, don't panic. A drink will quench your problems away and you'll go scot-free.
The Minister of Transport should sign into law an act called the Val 12 People Act, which imposes stringent punitive measures against corrupt officials, negligent taxi owners, scholar drivers, and the enablers of bribes. The very communities acting surprised about the incident.
Yes, Simba. When corruption becomes normal, death becomes routine. These accidents are not mistakes, they are consequences. Every bribe paid is a signature on a future death certificate. Every drink negotiated, innocent blood is sacrificed.
For every 20 rand that exchanged hands, a child's life was sacrificed. For every 50 rand negotiated, a father's world was shattered. For every 100 rand that greased a traffic officer's hand, a young girl was robbed of a dream. For every 200 rand that got into a pocket of a corrupt official, a mother's heart was torn apart. For every 300 rand that got into the pocket of a corrupt official's hand, a family was destroyed. For every 150 rand that greased a traffic officer's hand, a future was stolen. For every 1,000 rand that got into the pocket of a corrupt official, 12 children never made it back home. For every 2,000 rand that greased a traffic officer's hand, a mother is crying that her kids were robbed from their dream.
Whilst accused number 1 stands in the dock to face his demons, there's no mention of accused number 2, the taxi driver. What happened to equality before the law? Clearly the scales of justice gets compromised when it comes to the taxi bosses.
Fellow South Africans, we enabled this cancer that devours innocent souls on our streets. Mothers are still going to wear black sashes, mourning the loss of their children. This can only stop when people choose integrity over convenience and courage over comfort, when citizens refuse to buy their way out of responsibility, when leaders fear people more than they love money. Until then, we will keep burying innocent children and calling it an accident.
In 1956, black women wore black sashes as a symbol of fight against oppression. Until we confront the rot, black women will continue to wear black sashes, mourning the loss of their children. God bless our children.